And welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Elite Series League of Legends Division 2. Here with me and, of course, with QG. Welcome back, my dude. It's nice to be here. We saw a wonderful series. What is the biggest takeaway from the last game, in your opinion?
The cannon.
The cannon.
The cannon came in like a wrecking ball. I want to say cannon, but the pun was not. Yeah, it came in like a wrecking ball. The fight at the fourth dragon, was really crucial. He got a triple kill there, and then later he just blew up Jace. Like it's nothing. Waste a team fight ultimate on one champ, like poof, and then it was gone. Also, Skelm, like the Dynasty team was around Skelm and the poking, and like I said before, it's hard to do comms like this. Comes down to execution, early game, and the early game wasn't there for Dynasty, and therefore Scan couldn't play his Nidalee, and I think that was also crucial. So maybe for Dynasty, if you go for it in the second game, okay, we tried it now, it didn't work. Let's play another thing. Maybe they can split push because SquarePants is, I think he's a good laner, and he if you give him a Darius or something like that, he can take the advantage out from the lane into the side lane or into the team fight. And yeah, that's I think what Dynasty should change here. The bans were fine. You banned Olaf and Karma, and also focus on the top side and forced Reapers on the cannon. I think the draft was okay.
Yeah. Do you believe that they will ban out the cannon, maybe for the Kindred?
I think the Kindred in this series is too important. Scan maybe wants to play the Jarvan, and if Kindred is not banned, it's harder to play the Jarvan. But yeah, if the Wukong's in, maybe you can leave the Kindred open and get the Wukong.
Was banned by Reapers, of course.
Yes, and also it depends on what side you are playing. I think Dynasty choose the first game on red side because they were third place, so they maybe go for it again for the because their strat is probably still the same. But I think it's at the moment it's the red pick and ban is really awkward. You want to go for a counter pick, but you also want to secure some picks. And with blue side, you don't have the counter pick, but you have the priority pick, and you have an edge on the first 3 picks. In the first ban phase, actually, that's also a crucial thing to have these points where you can just we ban that jungler, we take the other, we go for the 50-50. And in red side you can't do that. You have to ban out these champs that can be first picked. Just and that's it actually. I think you concentrate on the first picks and then you can just pick them away if you can play them too. And that could be a really big factor in second game.
Yeah, like I believe from terms of the gem selection, I would probably even ban out the cannon instead of the Kindred, and you just don't pick the Jarvan as fast that the Kindred can be a problem. So just wait out. Like in last draft, we saw like the Nidalee on red side 3, so they could have even gone for the Jarvan there. I don't believe that the Reapers will just blind pick a Kindred, so that could be an option. And then also I think that Probably Dynasty is not going for the chase anymore. I definitely like Frankie on his scaling Orianna, for example, a little bit more, just to have a little bit more late game. And with the Misfortune, with the Jarvan, you might have a wombo combo to just win a game. So that could be one take on the red side draft. Because this really early game focused draft was just not the way to play it, in my opinion. But we maybe see it again, because that's the beauty about those best of fives. If you say, okay, we just lost like the early game, and that's if we win it a little bit harder, then our draft will work out. You can just try it again, right? It's not the best of three; it's the best of five. So you have at least 2-3 losers, I would say, if you win the last couple of games after that. So, and if they believe that their draft was good enough, then we might see that. But yeah, now the big question becomes: do they ban the cannon or not? And I think that's like an important factor, or maybe they trust themselves that Reapers will not pick it up in the first 3 rounds and then ban it out in like second, or in like the 5th or 4th ban rotation, because I wouldn't give Wind another cannon, in my opinion.
Yeah, it's the
Sorry.
it's the same pick first picks and bans for Reapers and for Dynasty. Well, they changed the what did they changed the Jace and the Jarvan now.
Yeah.
So they definitely have yeah, and I think Trinkets can still go for the Zac. If you're really good Jarvan, you can actually interrupt him pretty easy. So these, yeah, and Reapers just go for the same team comp. Never change a winning team. Yeah, and now it really comes for Dynasty to probably have to ban the cannon, and the Reapers just say, okay, we have another strong pick. Can just go for maybe a side lane pick, and you have to leave something open. But yeah, let's see what Dynasty goes. I think they could either go for support here, yes, and because they banned it out before, so they can probably concentrate on the top lane, and the Reapers can't. They have to focus one lane, or they have to split up their focus. But is this first game again?
Yeah, like in my opinion, they should have went for like the cannon and Renekton ban. Like I kind of think that Wind is a good Draven as well, good Darius as well, but I believe that his Renekton and his cannon are a little bit stronger. And for me, I think Dynasty should have went for like the Orianna, or the Orianna, the Syndra, or the Azir, for example, just something. Especially like the last two, Syndra and Azir, who can just always knock Trinket away when he engages, and like that could be like a good pickup. But I just decided to ban out like the Blitzcrank to have a maybe much smoother lane, and the Darius as a tank lover. But like now the cannon is open, and I don't believe that was a good decision.
Dynasty will. They are thinking about taking cannon.
No, I don't think so.
No, now they're not.
They
could for with the comp they had. If they would pick cannon now, it would be not that bad, in my opinion. You have full focus on the Jarvan, Nautilus, and then you follow up with the cannon. It should be an easy follow up, in my opinion. But it's also, you have to focus something, and you have to prioritize something. And Reapers just, I think they play the same thing they played in the first game, just with different support. Maybe with a fresh here.
Fiddlesticks.
Fiddlesticks.
I see a Fiddlesticks here. He did it. He did it so many times. I believe they can go for Fiddlesticks, but maybe not.
Yeah, the Rakan is good here. Also, well, in the bot matchup, not that easy. If you go in, but you can definitely follow up these engages.
Yeah.
And I
True.
like that team fight comp more than the one from the first game. The Blitzcrank was a bit out of place if you think about the whole idea of the team. Maybe they want to pick someone out, and we have the Kisante, and
Yeah.
this will be yeah.
Yeah,
He can take the cannon over the wall with him.
true.
Also the Rice or the Jinx, maybe the Zac. So these and the go buttons are definitely there on both sides again. And you have yeah, this comes more into the team fight execution. Reapers definitely have their plan. They just change the support. The rest is the same thing. So it will probably be again a good game for the Reapers. But I think the Rice Syndra matchup is also, well, they both scale pretty good. If Syndra gets her 150 stacks on her passive, she's going to execute Jinx with an ult. So yeah, I think the bot lane is again on Dynasty's side. They have to hook and kill somebody before level 6 to be ahead of both of them, or maybe dive them and get so they lose a wave or freeze. So it really depends on the XP on the bot side, in my opinion, or the rolling of the game.
Yeah.
Because the level 6 of Nautilus and MF is probably one of the best. Maybe with a Leona it should be better. But I think it's way better than Rakan and Jinx's level 6, to be honest. And therefore, bot lane really comes down to level 6. Nothing happens before. It could be on Dynasty's side. But I think Scan with the Jarvan can really change the pace of the game. And also, let's see if the Reapers can do it once more with the same comp.
Almost same comp.
Yeah, almost the same comp. Well, the idea is the same.
Yeah,
You
definitely.
engage.
Definitely.
Hit that button.
Yeah, and just outscaling them on like the crucial carries, giving Wind a good matchup. Like there are not that many picks who win a lane against Cannon, so Kazante has some chances, I would say, but still it's maybe against range. She will get poked down. He hasn't like the like a good sustain like with the Cho'Gath, so could be a rough time for him. But with the Ghost, he is maybe fast enough to catch them on the sideline if they try to engage him. But let's see. I believe that Skellen should definitely go for some cheese. Like they really need to win this game just to get this little comeback mentally as well. So we might see like a level 2 game from Skellen, maybe a cheeky invade, maybe a cheeky ganking strat by him, just trying to get a really fast kill to snowball. I believe that's something that they should try at least to get back into the series.
Yeah, they have to try something. If they don't do it now, and it will be harder next game if they lose this. Like I said, the mental damage you can do is
Yeah,
out
but
of
just look at that.
oh, sorry, out of the league.
Just look at that. The bot line of Dynasty got pushed in, and they wanted that. Now for Skellen to have a good ganking angle, they flash on the real MJ, so he might die against the Jarvan as well. There's the last attack, and he even gets the flag and track onto the Rakan. He is still level 1. He tries to run him down, but the last auto attack, the red buff, isn't enough. But still, it's a huge gank there. And like I said, cheeky gank strats to grant them first blood.
Wait, Scounded red buff into bot lane gang.
Yeah.
Damn, what a dedication.
And that's the thing you can do with him, especially like he just jumped in the dragon pit over the wall to avoid wards, for example. So he even knew that they could have checked it. So he just wanted to be a little bit more safer, even though it wasted a lot more time. This ganking route, it worked out for him, and in the end he even got like the flash of Real MJ of Emil. I think it's important to say that Real MJ didn't use the single summoner there, while Ayu and Dark Unique used the flashes and ignite, so it could lead to something for the Reapers. But especially like for Trinket now, he could invade a lot, he could just farm up a lot, so the stack will be tanky, and with that he could carry his team as well. But there is Skellen again, and he will just do the scuttle crap into maybe the base just because he has some gold, but maybe he tries to go for another gank, especially like Lolo looks juicy, but he will just get out and probably just record and teleport back.
Yeah, it's Scan is hovering bot and you see the ward setup on bot side. So they know now Trinket is top. So Scrap Hands has to play a bit more safe.
Oh, Emil could get ganked here by Skellen. He waits a long time for the real NJ to come and to maybe try to fight for the vision. In the end, there's the hook, there's the knockup, there's the damage from Dark Unique, but the heal denies the skill in the end. So wonderfully played by the real MJ, saving his support.
Yeah, but still, heal is out for nothing. That's really crucial. It's a win in the end if you get the heal or not. Still a heal used. Yeah, and Trinket just farmed up when Scound just ganked. So it's 3 camps up.
Yeah, it's not that it's not that many, because in the end it's just 3 camps, it's just a little bit of gold, but also Scan just got like the first blood assist gold, so I think that's 100 or something. So he shouldn't be too far behind. But he didn't even base a single time right now, and maybe even get stopped by Lawler. Oh, it's so close! Oh, Lawler, if he reacts a little faster, he can even kill there, because Skellen has no stats, and that's the first trade going into the favor of the Reapers.
Yeah, but it's Cloud Dragon, good for the rotations, but it's the weakest dragon overall. We have an Ocean Dragon, so no Ocean Soul. Will you see it Chem Tech Soul again?
Maybe. Maybe not. We will see.
Yeah. And this time it will be even better for the Reapers. Because if Rakan hits you with a heal.
Yeah, but after this like explosive start by Skellen, like it all like dropped down a little bit just from the aggression of Dynasty. We even see like that Skellen will go for the Gore Drinker with his item build, so it's definitely like an aggressive option for him. He will not be like the tanky dude, he will just hopefully smash some people, survive a little bit longer with the heal. So that's an option for him. And like one important factor right now is like the CS lead in the bot lane. Dark Unique Q could at least secure some minions more than the real MJ just because of course he died. And like the whole pressure coming out from Scan. So they deny the cyber carry a little bit and have like one of their main carries be a little bit forward ahead. And now we even see on the minimap that they go for this little swapperino to secure the Herald. But what I really like to see is that Emuel as a support kind of sneezed that out and goes to the top side as well, because he knows Herald is spawning soon, so he is maybe needed for the Herald. And so he goes for the rotation, but they don't see it until now. Now they see Dark Unique Q on the top side, so they kind of know that the lane swap is happening, and that's the reason why Trinket and Lola is coming. But now we have a little catch on Emil. He survives in the end, but needed to flash out. And we maybe see in this 4v4 the Herald take from Dynasty, so they play a lot more aggressive and try to get everything here in the early game for them.
Yeah, if you get a pick and somebody has to flash out, you get the thing for free. Oh, I almost thought that Trinket is going in. And Wind has definitely a harder time.
Good hook there on to Vine, but he will not die. He is just a speedy little rat and survives it. And but was a good try. And now with the Herald, they get at least one plating, sometimes two, if you place it at a Half-Life turret or something, where one of the platings is already being hitted a lot. So it's not like this maybe the 1v1 try against the real MJ. You have a lot of damage from Scarepants and he just gets it. And that's important. Just being a little bit more behind on the bot lane is good for Dynasty, because they could try to snowball from it, but right now it's just 400 gold. So the kill is fine, but if it will matter, we will need to see that.
Yeah, and you see that the Kisante can go from tank to assassin. Because it didn't even hit a wall and just burst it down MJ. So you have to take care if you come close to him. But yeah, this game looks completely different than the one before. Scan is more active. Squarepants had a 1v1 because Williamsre didn't take care.
And I remember that at minute 9 on the last game, we already had like 3k gold lead for the Reapers, and now it's minute 10 and Dynasty is even a little bit ahead. So definitely a better early game for Dynasty in this game. Coming from the good early game from Scalen, of course. Now they even get like 2 platings for their team. And they roamed a lot here with Ranky. So they might lose a plating on their own just because he tried to cover his team. And Drake is spawning as well, both top laners. At the moment, not in the situation to come down, but Wind has no teleport. Meanwhile, Squarepants has a teleport, so we might see a teleport play from him, but he's pressured in the top lane, even loses a whole plating, and now the Drake is get started. Dark Unique Q, he could try to do the wombo combo with Scan together. They just group up in the pit. It's really dangerous for them. There comes the bullet hell coming out from his fortune, and in the end they even get one kill. Dark Unique Q tries to get out of there, but he dies in the end. Frankie now gets run down by Lawler. He gets stunned, he gets knocked up. Lawler needs to try to get out, but there's Wind. Double kill for Lawler right now. Wind gets a good Maelstrom, but in the end he has not the damage from the last game. There comes the big dog. Oh, Squarepants saving his team there with his assassin form. He could go on to Trinket. Trinket's just a tank, so not really that strong in this 1v1. There comes the stun, there comes the knock up, and in the end, he gets out of there. But Drake still on the menu. Knock up doesn't connect. Frankie and SquarePants in the end are the lone survivors, and they can try to secure the Drake.
Yeah, and Scan really flashed for real MJ to actually get him over the wall to secure the kill with the even smited him to secure it even better.
Oh, Trinket goes in. The Rocket got deleted there for SquarePants. He just got and in the end, it's no steal here for the Reapers. Good damage
Scan didn't
stop
have
there
smite.
from Dynasty.
Scan smite is now up. He didn't have smite and they got the dragon. Oh my god.
Yeah, that's why they just damage stopped it and tried to kill Trinket when he was in the pit. So really well played by Dynasty. Could not just try to burst it down in the end. And like that kind of secures a little bit more scaling for Dynasty at least, because they deny the one Drake away from the Reapers. And like this Drake even helps a lot for SquarePants on the side lane against the poke of Wind. Even the last plating here for Dark Unique Q. So like especially on the bot lane, we will probably have a huge gold lead. Oh, Emil being spotted, but they can't really do something there. Maybe Rishi can just press X to show us the gold differences. Would be amazing to see. Like almost 2k, 1.5k on the bot situation, and there's like 1k on the mid lane for the Reapers, and like the other lanes. Some close, some are not close. Thank you, Regie, for that. So, especially Dark Unique Q with a huge lead, they can do something with that. Oh, Red Buff Steal going to Trinket.
No, it went to Trinket.
Yeah.
Ay.
You can press X again. Thank you.
Do we say Regi what to press?
Yeah, sometimes.
Press Alt F4.
No, that wouldn't.
The old meme.
I mean, it would be funny, but
Alt
let's
F4
not do
to
that.
dance. But I remember these days where you just spammed Alt F4 to hit to get a free skin, and you see people disconnecting. That was so funny back then.
And the good old times, right?
Yeah.
Next Herald, by the way, minute 15. Dynasty is on the way for their second Herald, and like they commit 5 people for that, so no real contest for the Reapers. But like that costs a lot. If we just see like the farm leads for Wind, for Trinket, for Lolo, so because the whole squad of Dynasty always just tries to group up, just tries to rotate on the map. The carries of Reapers really have a lot of time on the side lane to just get the farm done. And like farm is really, really important in this game. It's just gold, and gold is really good for teams. So
Gold wins you games.
Yeah, it's kind of a good trade because especially the second Herald usually just maybe opens up the map a little bit if you connect if you get a whole turret with that. But because usually it's not the first turret and usually you don't get platings for that, he is just not that gold heavy anymore. And if you just get some waves in, you can get something more. Trinket even got knocked in. I know he tries to go for Frankie because there's Lawler, but in the end Trinket is kinda low. He tries to dance, he tries to get out, but he dies, but he's in passive, so you get Scalen already. Dark Unique Q with a really good ultimate there. He can try out the stun, connects on the Trinket, but in the end he survived it, and no, Lawler tries to kite them all, but gets the shutdown. Meanwhile, Cannon even wins the 1v1 against SquarePants on the side lane. It was a 2-4-2 in the end for both of those teams.
But yeah, and I think the bot tire will die now for the from the Reaper side. Dark Unique, who got 2 kills in that fight. And now they want to go back to reset for the dragon. And yes, Galen, it was a weird interaction with that in that fight. First, nobody knew that Trinket was there, so they just jumped in. Then Zach got ulted and got popped out of the next of the other wall. So it was weird. A weird fight, I say.
Yeah, and a dragon is spawning. So
But now Trinket has the upper hand because he has 2 cams more, at least, than Scal, and he has a better smite. So it's not a 50-50 smite fight this time. Reapers are actually ahead in smite damage.
that's true. So you definitely don't want to flip it against Trinket, and he can always jump in with a long range. So that could be a dangerous trade here for Dynasty. I think they believe that they can still win a teamfight if they get a good catch here, especially with Dark Unique. If he survives the teamfight, he will just try to burst them down. But Wind has his ultimate up, he has the Proto Belt, he has the Flash. So this little electric red can do tons of damage, and look how he prepares himself with the Blast Cone. So he will just Blast Cone into it, Flash and Maelstrom. Probably Drake is down to 3k. They didn't spot Cannon. Cannon gets into the teamfight, but gets immediately bursted there from Dark Unique Q. So they could win it in the end. The Red gets out almost and dies. But now Ayu gets bursted down. You just have Scrap Hands as lone damage dealer here. Frankie tries to get out, and Scrap Hands with the dash, with the Blast Count, gets out of that. It's a 2-for-1. Wind kinda died for his team there, but his team will probably get the Drake.
Yeah, and there, the fight was split into 3 fights. One on the top side of blue, one on the west side of blue, and one on the south side of blue buff. And it just looked not good for Dynasty. The cannon came in, got blocked by the Jarvanolds. Dark Unique Q had a good setup from his ultimate, but it didn't play out.
Yeah, and now the Baron dance is on the table. Minute 20. It's really important for both teams to now try to get some vision down at least, because with this rise they can just try to rush it down like in the last game. So definitely important for Reapers to secure the vision and to maybe sneak it or just engage them when they try to contest it. But especially if you just look at the 2 carries of Dynasty, Frankie still without a death, 2 items already, so he kinda is like as strong as this Rise, but probably a little bit weaker just because of the fully stacked Rod of Ages. And then of course Dark Unique Q, this should be a little bit stronger than Reed and Jay, so we might, with a good team fight, see something happen there for Dynasty. But meanwhile, Lola with his teleport advantage goes to the sideline, gets at least 1 turret for nothing, and just has drunk with CS already. So this man is on a mission to win the second game of this series, and it looks really, really dicey now with kind of the perfect farm in his hands to really carry his team in this playoffs.
Yeah, and if you win the first game, you're in for the second game. And Lawler still has the same champ as before.
Oh, Scan tries to flash onto the real MJ. That looks good, especially with the bullet hell coming out. But in the end, Scan gets deleted by the real MJ. He tries to kite out, and there's Wind with the teleport, with the Maelstrom. He is just strong enough to carry this team for real MJ. Really survived this dire situation and it was enough. Just 2 guys dying for Emerald. That looks like a free Baron to me.
Yeah, that was. It looked forced, but yeah, and in the end, it didn't pan out for Dynasty. Now they lose the Baron, probably lose the Baron for it.
Teleporters coming for Squarepants. They really try to contest this. Frankie is still there. Frankie has a lot of damage, but in the end, the Baron at least goes for the Reapers. They try to get onto the backline, but it's just not enough damage there from Squarepants. So in the end, he will die. And now Frankie also is on a dangerous mission in the enemy base, so he will not probably get out of there with the blast count. He might at least get a lot of time out, but they can just run him down probably, even with the next blast code he gets into really into the base. I mean, I kind of said it as a joke, but he was in the enemy base, so what an amazing play. But in the end, it didn't work out for them, and they just lost the Baron for that. I mean, that will not help Dynasty probably.
No, it did not. They tried something. Maybe it would be better to just give them the Baron if you can't contest it. So you don't waste your summoners. You don't waste. You can give the enemy gold if you die. Sometimes it's better to give something up than to just contest it. But it's easy to say as a caster. Never know what people are thinking. Maybe they have the mental. You know, the mental that you need to do this. Yeah.
And right now, with the dragon spawning soon, we might see like the same play coming up again, because Wind has the flash, he has the ultimate, so we might see like one decisive last team fight for the 3rd Drake for the soul point, and then maybe Dynasty losing. Who knows? Wind definitely, with his 2-item power spike, with all those penetration items, he will shred through the backline. So could be dangerous if you can't stop him. Especially Frankie needs to play those fights correct, because he either needs to knock Trinket away, or he needs to knock Wind away. Like those 2 people, if they just engage on 2 different sides, then he can't really knock both away. So that's definitely like a hard thing for Frankie, but he is like the only way for them to really win a team fight against it, and they just tower dive him. I mean, just look at that. But maybe get at least 1 shutdown back. And now Amiel is in a dangerous position with the next hook of Ayu. They might can do something. Look at the damage from Dark Unique Q with the auto attacks right now. I mean, he is really, really strong. But they can't chase them down. It's so sad. But in the end, it's 1-for-1 for the favor of Dynasty, because they get a whole turret for that.
Yeah, they got Dove, answered with a crossplay map, almost got a kill back. Well, they got a kill back, but I mean 2. But yeah, everybody almost has 2 items. Lolo already has 3 items, and Squarepants still needs his mythic. Going for Frost, not Frostfire Gaunt, but the.
No, I believe it's.
It's not Frostfire Gauntlet anymore.
No,
change the name.
Yeah, but I know what you mean, but it's the same item anyway.
Yeah, true. But the effect is different.
Hey, by the way, we see like a really interesting item build from Skellender. He went for the Knight's War for probably Frankie or Dark Unique Q. So he did make a little princess there, which definitely helps, because if he engages and his backline does a lot of damage, then you just get healed from it, and he just paired up with a Dark Unique Q to just maybe give his ADC the chance to carry in those teamfights. So he will go for the full tank build after that. Now the top line turret could die there, but they at least defended a little bit, and now they try to go into Lord. Oh, with a good ultimate there from the Misfortune. They have at least a little chance, and really good play there from Squarepants, just holding away Wind in this team fight. That was really amazing played from him, and good hook there coming up and shutdown for Dark UniQ, and they even get its next shutdown on Wine, so they even won a team fight there. Dynasty with the clutch plays when they need it.
This was a throw. I think the hook. I think the hook just missed a minion by, I don't know, a Timo square, or I don't know what. The hook was frame perfect on MJ, and therefore Wind just got killed by Scan, who was low but still had the God Drinker come to heal him up. Yeah, you see what Scan just knows what his job is. Ult someone, flash ult, and then dragon flag out, or the other way. Just so Dark UniQ can dish out the ultimate, and if you have more people in your Straven ult, you have more people in your MF ult.
Yeah, and like there was a lot of damage coming out from Dark UniQ, so maybe with the next time fight, if they can play it exactly like that, especially you need to have your eyes on Squarepants. I mean, he single-handedly neutralized Wind in this team fight, just knocking him away, just ulting him away, just giving him no real angle to get into it. So if he plays that exactly like that in the next team fight, they might have a chance. But I see a big problem there because it's Soul Point, and Wind still has Flash, Ult, and Protobelt. So if he finds the right angle in the next team fight in the next couple of seconds, they can probably still kill Dark UniQ here in the backline. And like the last two team fights really started with good catches there from Skelm, and with a little bit more luck, they will probably win those catches. But we already saw that it doesn't work all the time. Like with this one mid lane engage there, where Skellen was a little bit too fast on the trigger. So it all comes down to the next couple of seconds if they can deny the Drake or not.
Yeah, and also the Soul Point is important. When Jinx pokes, and also.
Oh, good hook there, and there comes immediately the ultimate, but in the end, it's just not enough. Lolo has the Sonias, and in the end, oh, good backing here from Dynasty. They can at least get a little bit out of the situation. Squarepants even got this level 1v1 there happening, and they even get the real MJ, but Lolo is still a living, and Trinket as well. So it's a free for free, but for the Drake. The Drake goes to Reaper, so in the end it's a worth play there from them. Maybe Dark UniQ can do something there, but it will just be easy to kill him with the root into the jump, so he just doesn't go for it. But that was one of the best fights Dynasty could have went for, especially Squarepants just leading Wind in this fight was really wonderful. But a big problem there was the Sonias, was the stopwatch of Lolo. Like they engaged onto him with the ultimate of Misfortune, just almost immediately got countered by the stopwatch, and after that, like a lot of damage was missing.
Yeah, and as Royce now he has the Sonias completed, so I think the rest will be not the focus anymore, and that's bad. He is so far ahead.
Yeah,
one item
definitely.
in his full build. So
Oh,
SquarePants
SquarePants
is in trouble.
gets the jumped on,
Oh.
but he is really tanky right now, and he even gets some more resistances from Force of Nature, and he even ults there out, so maybe they can save him. It's so close, but in the end he just dies. Some bullet hell coming out, but it's not enough. Now they try to go for Trinket here, but they don't have a top liner left, so they just go out of there. And in the end, it's just a 1-4-0, and the Baron is still on the table. Scalamite could get engaged here. He doesn't get out of that. And in the end, even Dark Unique gets knocked up. He needed to flash out, so they just have no damage here. Or even the next auto attacks coming out. MJ going there over the wall, but might get the stun from Syndra. It's so close, but the Jinx is strong enough to carry it, and with the teleport coming out from the with the big teleport from Lawlor, they secured almost this team fight, and in the end they won it by a small margin.
Yeah, and Weepers, they just play really well. Like I think the Cannon, Zac and Royce is what they need. The Jinx is there for food and for the DPS, but I think the Cannon and the Royce and the Zac Trinket who hit. Did they wait for Emil? Yes, they did.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah. I shouldn't. Yeah, but you saw two nice knock-ups from Trinket, and he just CC'd enough to let the enemies die. Well, yeah, Emil is the last one who needs some gold.
Yeah, I mean, it's rough. I already have some thoughts about how to maybe draft against them in the third game, because that looks like a win for Reapers, in my opinion. They just play it really cleanly, and like with the Elder Drake coming up, I don't see a world where a Dynasty can really win anymore, because those teamfights are just really hard to play from this point on.
If you just look at it, it's Zac, Royce, Jinx, and Rakan who have 100% of the enemy kills. Like they have more assists and kill participation than the whole team of Dynasty.
That's true.
And you see that in almost every fight, it's those four who are leading the fight.
Oh, maybe the catch on Scanny survives. There could be a jump. No, they don't go for it. But with the redemption, Reapers are already a lot healthier than before that. And now the last stand coming up from Dynasty. They really need to get engage into them, but they just play really defensively. Just try to poke with the Infernal Soul and with the Canyon minions. Try to poke the base. Oh no, really good damage there onto Vines. That could be enough to maybe defend the base, but those Canyon minions are just crucial. I mean, they just hurt this tower so much. And in the end, Dynasty really just defended the base. Like this, the single auto attack onto Vines kinda like let them survive, because Vines was now too low to maybe go for an engage. So really, Dark Unique Q going for a dangerous auto attack there, but it was enough. Or maybe it was a Q, a second bounce or something. But like good defensive tool there from him. And now the Elder Drake spawns in 50 minutes, and like that's the make or break situation of the game. If you lose the Elder Drake, it's probably over. And if Dynasty maybe snacks it and wins a team fight from it, then this game could be flipped on its head. So 30 seconds from now, keep your eyes on the Drake. They will both fight for that. Both teams will try to get some vision there, and in the end, the team who can set it up a little bit better will probably secure it. But just look at Lawlor. He is on the sideline now. They try to engage on SquarePants. SquarePants is tanky, even though, so nothing will happen there. But just look at Lawlor on the sideline. He just crushes this third inhibitor, and Elder didn't even spawn so far. So just a good play there from Reapers.
Yeah, they can just dance around, play division game, and Ayu's probably getting caught here. No, he's not. And they can just play division game because Rice was splitting. Now he probably TP's in, yeah, and they will get the Rift Herald easy as
Oh, and just look at
s-
Vine's
split
positioning on
damage.
the flank. He might could get into it. There comes the Wombo combo, but it's not enough. And there's Vine. He will deal so much damage. He gets deleted by the Syndra ultimate, but that should be enough for Reapers to win this game. It's the double kill for Lawler, and the Jinx can just fire through all of it. And in the end, triple kill, quadra kill for Lawler. That's enough to win this second game for Reapers, and now Dynasty needs to reverse sweep them in order to win this series. So Reapers definitely with a big lead in this best of 5.
Yeah, I think a new plan has to come for the third game, and also the tilt and the mental for the third game. You're 2 games down. It's the last game you have. We are putting no pressure on you to hit the reverse sweep. There's no pressure from both of us. So just hit the reverse sweep. But the Reapers, again, they had the plan from game 1, got almost the same plan in game 2. It's the same thing that happened. It was the Trinket who was he didn't die even once. He got into his passive, but got saved by wind once. But he is just going for it. Yeah, and I think Dynasty has really they need to change something.
Yeah, and I have a game plan in my head. We will tell you my game plan after a short break. Let's go and get something to drink, get something to eat, go onto the toilet, and come back stronger for the third game and maybe the last game of the series from Reapers against Dynasty. See you soon after a short break.